Loading. Welcome to the CanadaGuns Talk Show, episode 53. Thank you, vets. I am your host, the Crover. Here's my puppy. And with us tonight is a few old faces and a few of the new faces that we haven't seen in a while. I don't know where I was going with that. Say hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, we have the grand return of Crazy and Elixir. I don't know what happened to Quintino. He said he was going to be here and then nothing. So, bye, Quintino. And for us, we have a nice show in store. I think we're going to be able to actually extend this to an hour, not the nice and short and sweet 48-minute show that we did last 2 weeks ago. Not that there was anything wrong with it. I actually liked that little short one. What have you guys been up to? Let's catch up. Hey, Crazy.
Oh, boy. I've been up to a lot. So I missed last week's show because I went waterfowl hunting for the first time. Didn't get anything except wet and cold, which is what I expected to get anyway. I really didn't expect to kill anything on my first time out. But, yeah, woke up at 3:30 in the morning, met a couple of coworkers. We drove out to the Luther Marsh, got there at like 5-something. It was too windy for us to paddle up to the island we wanted to go to, so we gave up and set up somewhere else by 7. And I just spent the entire day standing in a puddle, basically, in a swamp. I fired 8 shots. Apparently, some of the geese I tried shooting were like 150 yards away, but I had no idea. I have no frame of reference for this. So I see birds. I see bird outlines there that look like they're over top of us, and I go, I should shoot those. And then I get told by one of the guys I'm out with, why did you shoot those? I'm like, I don't know. They look like they were right on top of us. So, yeah, I did that. I got a new job, so I'm finally free from retail.
Congratulations.
In freeing myself from retail, I drained my entire bank account buying all the shit on discount that I could, such as this new headlight, because I realized when I went hunting that I couldn't see shit.
Now we can't see shit.
And then I also bought this Bushnell 3x magnifier.
Should have gone with Vortex, but okay.
We don't get a deal on Vortex. So
Lame.
this Bushnell Incinerate red dot, which has iron sights on top of it, which are apparently Glock dovetailed, so I could put a red dot on my red dot.
You really should.
And a Bushnell spotting scope, which this came shipped in a box 4 times its size, despite the fact that this is a waterproof box with padding, and with padding inside the like strap case for the fucking scope. So, yeah. Yeah, now that I'm done working at Sale, I'm willing to mention that I worked at Sale.
You got recognized in the subreddit a couple of times too, right?
What?
Some people recognized you in the subreddit. Just like, don't you work at Sale? And you're like,
yeah, yeah. Someone did that once or twice. I just didn't say anything. Actually, in my last week, there someone came in. He's like, "Oh, are you on Reddit? I saw a post on CanadaGuns about a case that split in half." And I'm like, "Yeah, that was me who posted that. That was my dad that it happened to." But yeah, me and my dad went shooting. He was telling me 3. I remember 2, but he had 3 case head separations out of his Enfield. He had reloaded that brass 5 or 6 times already. So afterwards,
that's a lot for an Enfield.
Yeah, he just took all that brass and threw it out afterwards. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to risk this again." So that was fun.
Now, before we ask anybody else what they did, can you explain real quick why I was surprised about how many times he reloaded that Lee Enfield and why that happens?
So, as far as I understand it, with the Enfield, they tend to have very loose head spacing, which means that there can be a fair bit of gap in the brass as it goes in the chamber, which is interesting because it should theoretically headspace on the rim, but whatever. Either way, it leads to a lot of deformation with Enfield brass. It stretches a whole lot when it gets shot, and that, of course, weakens the brass as it stretches. So because it's prone to stretching, especially around the base there, since this is a problem with head spacing, it'll mostly affect around the base of the cartridge there, That's why Enfields are more prone than other guns to K-set separation like that, because as you shoot it, the brass expands like that, especially in that area. And then the more you reload it, the more you're reshooting that same brass, the more it stretches, and the more likely to fail it is. So that's why 303 brass, especially shitty Remington 303 brass, doesn't usually tend to last very many reloads. At least as far as I understand it.
Hence why when holy shit, he did it like 5 or 6 times. Hey, Elixir. What have you been up to?
Well, I got a new job,
Hey!
New jobs all around.
and I have much better hours now, so yeah, that's fun. And gun-wise, I haven't really done much.
It says you bought tags and then the deers disappeared.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I bought my tag this weekend, or this previous weekend. Went out and nearly got stuck in the snow in my truck by myself, which was fun. And then I went out today after work and seen a doe about 600 yards away, and I only have my buck tag. So
what you're saying is you definitely shot it.
yeah, totally. With my 30-06 with a shitty scope on it.
So out of all the people that I know with fancy fucking rifles, and you're using a 30-06 with a shitty scope.
Yeah, that's my hunting rifle.
What kind of 30-06?
It's a Savage International Hunter.
Oh, I had the exact same gun but left-handed.
Oh, with the Weaver scope that it came with on it there, or
Bushnell.
oh, it's a Bushnell.
Oh, yours came with a Bushnell? Mine came with a Weaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And are you hoping to go out again? How much was a deer tag? I'm asking because I'm a total hunting noob, and I know there's hunting noobs out there.
I think the tag was like $30, and then there was another 40 for some life certificate or some shit. I don't know. I didn't pay attention to what the guy was saying.
There you go.
But yeah, basically $70 altogether.
And now that is done, Mr. Janitor.
Hello. Oh, what have I been up to? I talked about it last time we had the show. I'd finally got the reg certificate for this bad boy.
Oh,
Wasn't sure if the optic would come in time, but Mr. Beaver Nuts from the subreddit sold me a Vortex Strike Eagle 1-8 for a great deal. So I put that bad boy on here, and I shot a 3-gun match with it. I'm happy to report that it was flawless. Not a single hiccup. This rifle ran like a top.
That's
what I was
a long
aiming
gap.
at. It's 18-inch full rifle gas. You betcha.
Nice.
I quite like it. I've been running a 16 up until now, which I don't mind either. But just for stability-wise, that little extra out there with the old Costa clamp, it's just that much more steady. And with the rifle and gas system, I mean, with the brake that's on there, there's no muzzle flip, no muzzle rise, no nothing anyways. But this one's just a touch smoother, a little faster. That trigger tack, I've got it set down to about 2 pounds. And
oh, that's cheating.
boy, does that thing go fast. I like
That's
it.
just cheating.
I like it a lot. So that's been fun. Other than that, you ever have one of those weeks or months where you're waiting for everything to show up in the mail and then it all comes on the same day?
Yes.
So I've wanted for a while, but I'm cheap. For my Tavor, I got a Mepro 21 red dot reflex sight for that sucker. Got it off CGN for a good deal. The guy even put a, what do they call this, a washout eliminator. So what that is, these are basically tritium infused radioactive bullshit, whatever, same as the Trigicons. But what that means is they collect light and they react and they glow. So they don't take any batteries, which is fantastic. It means you never have to worry about changing them. But what does suck about that is because it absorbs light. If you're, let's say, in the shade and you're looking out into a bright area, you can't really see that dot. It kind of washes out. So what that little knob on the side there is a tiny little LED light, and it actually shines light into the solar collector and makes your red dot brighter. So I thought it was a good deal just the way that it was. And then that dude, it wasn't mentioned in the ad. It wasn't nothing. It was just in the box. So kudos to that guy. That's awesome. So I need to get out and cite that bad boy in. I also
one quick interjection there, Janner.
Yes.
Can you explain why the Tavor and the MiPro sight kind of go hand in hand?
They are both Israeli. So this has gone from a partial Hebrew hammer to this is a Hebrew hammer. Even complete with the Yiddish "Don't step on snack" rail cover there, if you can see that.
That's excellent.
Just because I bought it, because I thought it was neat. I talked about it. Adriel already covered his, but Tendies was selling the Norinco NP 29, the 9mm 1911. He already covered how bad it sucks, and I'll just say, yeah, it sucks. The machining is very similar to his. It's rough. It feels like you're rubbing sandpaper together when you do that. And the trigger is heavy and draggy, and the reset is long and creepy. So, I mean, I got it for $330. It came with some Uncle Mike's mag pouches, an Uncle Mike's Kydex holder. I can't really complain for that price, but I'm probably going to bubba the shit out of that thing, or at least try and clean it up so it doesn't suck. Someone in the side chat I see is asking where I got the Canadian flag rail cover. I got that one from Zahal. One thing, I don't know what they call it, but these ones are a little more money, but they show up in infrared. So if I'm ever operating, they'll know that I'm friendly and not, well, I don't know. Who knows? They'll see the Canadian one and think that I'll apologize. And they'll see the Yiddish "Don't step on snack" and wonder what the fuck this guy's all about. Other than that, I also got a little bit of a hot commodity right now. Do you guys see what's sitting on top of that rifle right there?
That's a Huey.
That is a Huey. I got my hands on one. So for those of you that don't know, it's from the Vortex Razor line, and it is equivalent or a competitor to the EOTech lineup, and no thermal drift. So I'm going to have to cite that sucker in, but so far just kind of poking it around, looking through it, whatever. It seems like a solid optic. And with their warranty, I expect that it will be great. And even if it's not, they'll give me a new one. But if I decide for whatever reason I hate it, they're so hard to get right now that I'll be able to flip it for probably the money I put into it, and maybe even then some more if I wanted. Other than that, these 40 rounders pinned to 5. Why, do you ask? I've mentioned it before. I'm going to the States. This is coming with me. I don't want to have to deal with buying magazines while I'm down there, but
let me make another interjection right now.
Yes.
RCMP screeching intensifies.
Well, they can come down to Utah and have a chat with me, because I'll also be bringing my rivet gun, and I will be riveting them before I leave Utah. I got to figure out, if anybody knows that's watching, or any of you guys know, CZ75 mags that are pinned. If you could let me know where to find those, that would be great. All of mine are just 10 rounders fixed, Canada or California compliant or whatever. If I got to run with 10 rounders, that's fine. But I mean, if I'm competing against guys running 15 or 17 rounders,
what about the not CZ brand ones?
Oh, the Metcars. I could look into that maybe. There's nobody local selling them, but that's definitely something I could consider.
I think I saw them at the shooting center in Calgary.
Oh, maybe. I'll have to give them a shout, yeah. So we'll see. Like I say, reloading pistol is pretty quick and easy, but if I don't have to do it, I don't have to do it, right? So
double check those there, janitor.
Okay, yeah, I got that inside. 10 round, made in EU. Yeah, hard to say, but
they look, if they're like my Sig mags, they're pinned with a divot in them. So you'd have to kind of basically cut that divot out to unpin them, and then repinning them would be a bitch. But
yeah, I guess you could drill and rivet at that point. But for $100 each, though.
No, that's 4. That's for 4 of them.
Oh, that's for 4. Oh,
that's a 4-pack for $100.
I might just buy some anyways, because the CZ brand the fixed 10 rounders I have, I don't have any handy. They're like $60 each. Maybe.
Yeah, I
So-
bought those for my SIG, and I had problems with 3 of them. They sent me 2 more mags for free. I just
Nice.
mentioned
I
it.
remember you saying that.
I just mentioned it, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, we'll send you more mags." I was like, "Okay."
Cool.
Didn't even ask for my other ones back.
I might have to check that. Corwin's always great to deal with anyway.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, that's basically it. Besides, I've been collecting different random range brass. And I sorted that all this week. So it's a bunch of 45, 9mm, and 223 sitting there, ready to get back on the reloading train. I went through my ammo count. I had loaded up 5,000 rounds of 9mm at the beginning of this season. It is officially gone, and I've had to reload some more. And I went through 2.5 cases of Norinco 5.56 as well. So it's a good season. Put a lot
That
of
is a
rounds through.
fuckload of shooting.
Yeah. Yeah, what have you been up to, Crover?
The P320 is sold. It's gone. But, alas, the RCMP is lagging behind in transfer. So, I met up with the guy here in Victoria at the local sporting goods store. And I showed it to him. He liked it. He gave me the money, and we made the phone call there on the spot together. It took about 15 minutes to get through to the BC CFO. Thankfully, probably due to the fact that that was the weekend after the Victoria Gun Show. So there might have been a backlog. And it's been 2 weeks and still no transfer notice. So I'm guessing that when I called last week, almost a whole week after the transfer had been initiated, and I was told that they were waiting on some document, or they were waiting on something from the buyer. So I'm guessing he hasn't sent them a copy of his license, because he did tell me he hadn't owned a restricted in a very long time. So hopefully he didn't have to wait to go get his membership and then took forever to send it out, and then the RCMP sits on it for a little while and decides that they do want, in fact, this person to have my signate instead of me. Other than that, I went shooting a couple of times because it's been a while. I quite thoroughly enjoyed the 5.52 Remington 22. It works. The thing fucking... it's just so much fun to put 20, 21, 22 shorts on target, back to back. Mag dumping the tube of 22 shorts is... it's literally like a cap gun. There is no recoil. There is no muzzle flip. There's hardly any sound because none of them are going over the speed of sound. They're all 810 feet per second rounds, the ones that do cycle. And it's just funny as fuck because you're just like bang, 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 bang. You see this tiny little fucking chode rounds coming out of the side of the gun. And there's still more, and you keep going. And then finally on the 21st one, it stops going click. Or stops going cap, 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 cap. Other than that, I had a buddy of mine come out to hang out, and we went to the range, and he's having some difficulties getting a grasp of how a rifle works. Get better, buddy. That's his group. That's my group. And speaking about good groups with Federal 180 grain soft points, here's the best group I've ever shot in my life. For all the haters, aka Elixir. There
Hi.
it is. Also Pixis, also that lighting guy. Y'all can suck my dick. Or group.
So where's the other two?
I only had 6 rounds, see? There's 3. There's 3.
Where's the rest?
Then
Ammo.
you shot a 5-shot group and then a flyer. Fuck you.
Hey, Tika guarantees 3 shots MOA, so you've hit their guarantee.
Well, that's a well below the MOA. So yes, thank you, Tika. I'm sure that the gun was performing just fine before I put it on that chassis. And there was that really neat video. I don't know if you guys saw it, that MDT video that they were testing how a rifle performs differently using shitty ammunition, using premium ammunition, putting it in a chassis and shooting good ammunition, and then rebarreling it with a fancy barrel and shooting good ammunition in a chassis. And the group sizes do seem to shrink quite a bit if you do that. So hey, if you're an absolute trash of a shot, spend some more
Throw
money on
money
your
at
gun. It apparently helps.
Is that what you did?
Listen here, I have the power to kick you off, so I will. I will go on a power trip, man. Go fuck yourself. But yeah, that's been what I've been up to. I've had a lot of fun shooting as of late, and I'm hoping to start reloading because I finally got around to finishing prepping brass, with the exception of trimming. I still have to do some trimming of the brass that I had. Thank you, that lighting guy. That's all the brass that I'm using off you. And thank you, Trevor the Panda. That's also some of the brass that I'm using off you. I am hoping to use 147 grain camper projectiles over some Varget because I don't want to find a fancy powder. I just want to use Varget because it seems that everybody and their mother uses Varget for everything. Did you know you can use Varget in pretty much any kind of chambering you want? It's kind
I
of
use Target in my 38 special.
Yeah, I used it in my 38. I've used
Really?
yeah. It's like 3.5 grains.
Varget just seems like a meme to me. It seems, I don't know.
It's good though. So
Everyone keeps talking about it, so to the point where I just thought it was a joke, and then people are like, "No, it's not a joke," and I'm like, "Really?"
Well, that's why I have like 10 pounds of it. So
Hey, same here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can put it in 223. You can put it in 308. You can put it in 44 Magnum. I didn't get to use. Oh wait, did I? No, I don't think so.
you can also do it in 4570.
Yeah, that's what I run. All my hunting rounds are 350 grains sitting on a compressed load of Varget. Works like a charm.
Just scoop up the powder, cram the bullet on top, let it rip.
You're not too far off, and it barbecues the deer for you a little bit while you're at it. So.
Oh yeah, well, what's the what did Quick Load say that it was? Wasn't it like 70% burn or something like that?
Yeah, it barks pretty good.
For those of you that don't know, you're hoping to get complete combustion of your powder when you create a load. So when Janitors is doing 70% burn rate, it means that about 30% of the powder just makes a great big motherfucking fireball at the end of the muzzle when it lets it rip.
But that's cool.
It is. I do the same thing with my H110 loads in 357. It's like 21 grains of H110 behind a 125 grain projectile. It's screaming, according to the load data, at around 1900 feet per second. So it makes a shockwave. It makes a shockwave, and it makes a great big boom. And I like shooting it out of my 8-inch revolver because of reasons, penile reasons. I mean, reasons.
Well, and if I miss, the deer gets startled. What was that bright light? And they kind of stand there and blink and blink and blink, and boom, hit them again.
Also, your deer are particularly, I don't know, trustworthy or trusting. They let you walk up to them and shoot them in the face.
You can kind of pet them, decide if they have a nice temperament or if it's something you want to eat. Yeah.
So, yes, that's how Janner hunts in his front yard.
Oh, come on. It's my parents' front yard.
So you have to drive over 10 minutes away.
Oh, it's like at least 2 miles. I'd walk if I wasn't fat and lazy.
Oh, that's pretty much how we all operate, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, we have lots of here. Stuff on the side. Oh, yeah. Slappy. Hi, Slappy. How are you? Oh, Plate Lad on the IRC says use it in a 50 BMG Varget. Can you?
Doing it.
Does it work?
I don't know. Hold on.
So we're going to see if the mean powder works in 50 BMG. Other than that, we do want to dedicate this episode to our vets. It is Remembrance Week. Not that we don't think about you often. One of my best shooting buddies is Army and has been for a very long time. And in fact, he's putting in his papers or thinking about it at some point in the near future because he's been doing this for a very, very long time. He is a man of knowledge and skill and an endless source of stories ranging from having to melt down machine gun barrels to shooting coyotes in Bosnia. It's quite a guy. And thank you to all our servicemen members and servicewomen and all of you that do an awesome job at keeping us from all the bad stuff in the world. How about that? Was that a good one? Should we move on now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. The next topic for today is what has Reddit been up to in the last couple of weeks. And I got to tell you, there's been a lot of shit posts, people. Keep up the good work. I love it when there's shit posts. I wonder who did a nice shit post not too long ago. Who did a nice shit post? Where is it? Where are you? Long ago?
Would have been the week before.
Might have to go past months.
Oh, okay. Let's see if we can make that a little bit better. There
No,
is.
just go to all time.
Okay, let's see. Where are you? Where are you? There you are.
Hey.
No. Congratulations, everybody. That's Elixir for you. Nothing but excellent content.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the other hand, where are we? That's all time. That's not it. What have we been up to? Damn it. Stupid piece of shit. There we go. Past week. Finally, I feel like a kid on Christmas. Congratulations, Cooper208, on your non-restricted and restricted possession and acquisitions license. Your bank account will never forgive you. Also, if any of you would like to, please go subscribe to Caliber Magazine. I actually like their articles. I have, from time to time, read their articles, and they seem to know what they're talking about. Also, if there are any retailers watching, not that you would, because who watches the show, please bring this in.
Yes, please. Oh my God, I want that so much.
Why?
Because it's a novelty, stupid shit, and I want it. Fuck off.
I have some of those Canada Day shotgun shells I got from actually Trevor the Panda. I bought them from him. They smell like they look cool, but they smell like a bloody campfire when they get off.
Yes.
See, I just want some of that weird engraved pistol brass that has like snowmen and shit on it.
Thing? That's a thing?
Yeah.
I have some nickel-plated brass that just says the Duke on it and came in John Wayne box.
Nice.
Duke is nice. What else do we have here? Oh, yeah. Should there be no new post without mod approval? I don't think so, even though Janner and all the crowd in the IRC are always talking about how there are so many of the same posts. I don't know. Let's just let things run its course. I mean, yes, people are getting cranky. Yes, people get yelled at. Yes, I have to post a list every couple of days nonstop. But, I mean, they're right.
Like, I posted a couple of suggestions in there about how they could get auto moderator to deal with that rather than just locking down self posts entirely. Because I feel like if they lock down self posts entirely, their weekly noob thread will just end up devolving into a general questions thread and kill self posting entirely on the sub.
I don't know. I mean, we do the Friday by day and weekend wrap up, and we get like what 50 comments in each of those. Those are like the most active posts in this of Reddit, unless it's news or some.
Half of those are us, though.
Yeah, and those are like a regular weekly thread there, and weren't they auto posted for a while?
They were. Then I don't know what happened to the auto moderator, and then Alkali and me kind of took over. And if one of us is in the shitter for too long, or we're at work and we don't do it, then sometimes other people post them. Haven't you done it a couple of times, Janner?
What's that?
Posting the Friday by day or the weekly wrap up or the weekday wrap up.
Yes.
Yes. Also, somebody was out shooting some dir. I hope you got something. That's a nice looking rifle. Looks like a Tika.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at your 50 BMG load here. 157 grains of Varget.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say that. 157 grains of Vargate will get you 2,450 feet per second with a 750 grain Hornady AMAX projectile for 50
And
BG.
10,000 foot-pounds of energy.
Oh yeah, with 100% propellant burn with a 34-inch barrel, but it's literally right on the barrier of being dangerous.
Yeah, boomy.
Overpressure.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is you need to go high.
Yeah, I could go like 0.3 higher.
So what you're saying is you need to go 0.3 higher.
Well, let's see.
Yes, and let's see if there are any other posts worthy of mentioning. Let me see. There's 3 CZ75s. I like it. I like those. I mean, I like those stupid aluminum grips. I really do. I know some people think that they're dumb, but then again, just look at my shotguns and figure out what I like.
That's the Shadowline orange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It is
Jealous.
sexy. It is sexy. And there's the Shadow 2. Remember when we were talking about it when they came out, Janner, how we thought the beaver tail looks kind of weird?
I like it better. I've actually shot and fondled a few of the Shadow 2s. I do like it better than my Shadow 1, but not enough that I would bother to upgrade my Shadow 1. If you didn't have a Shadow 1, I would say definitely get the 2. But it's a minor difference. It feels slightly better in the hand to me. And of course, that's subjective for everybody.
That's right. What are the upgrades? Do you happen to know off the top of your head?
From the Shadow 1 to the 2?
Yeah.
No. Those IPSC dorks would probably know. Apparently, it's better for IPSC. And as soon as you mention anything IPSC, I've got a bad attitude with that. The best thing about, well, the reason I won't shoot IPSC is because of the people that shoot it. All a bunch of, oh, I need rules, I need overlays, I need to challenge this. Oh, I hate you, range officer. Fuck off and shoot the game. I don't know. Just my 2 cents. IPSC is for fags.
All right.
Well, there you go. Now we have an extremely polarizing subject. Fuck the M&M people. Oh, look, a new reasonably priced non-restricted rifle. No exclusive pricing for Canadian retailers. Oh no, it's retarded. For those of you that don't know, and I think that's pretty much the last thing that we should mention. Oh yeah, we hit 10,000 readers. Yay. About the M&M fiasco, it's done. North Silva and M+M can go fuck themselves. And that's how we're going to choose to go ahead from here on out. Does anybody care to mention a quick recap of the events that led us to all think North Silva can go sit on a landmine and take a shit?
Sure. Now, do you want just why North Silva can fuck themselves now, or the other reasons North Silva can fuck themselves?
Let's go for the long version. Why not?
Oh God, dealing with them in terms of a retailer, they never call you back. They don't care about the customer usually. It'd be my experience with warranties going through them that they don't care. They don't care to get back to you. It's like they don't want to sell you anything. They just don't give a shit. It seems it's because they know that they have you by the balls here. If you want something they import, they're the only importer, so you have to get it through them. So they can make you sit there and wait your sweet-ass fucking time. They don't have to give a shit. You can't get it anywhere else, except sometimes I run guns, which is why they're so great. But yeah, anyway, with the M+M in particular, rather than rambling about dealing with them as a dealer, the M+M thing in particular, so Canada Ammo and apparently Wanstalls for a while, Canada Ammo initially apparently contacted M+M, brought the prototype up, had it brought to the RCMP lab in 2015 for testing and approval. Apparently, somewhere down the line, Wanstalls claimed to have gotten into discussions with them. After Canada Ammo did all the legwork to get the gun here and approved, Wanstalls announces that they will be the exclusive distributor of it and that it'll be about $1,500, which seemed like a really good price, but I was cheap and couldn't bother paying it. Couldn't afford it either. After they announced that, Canada Ammo came back and said, we were told the MSRP would be around $2,000 to $2,200 and that we would have exclusive distribution rights for it. Then M plus M comes out and says, neither of these guys have exclusive distribution rights. We never discussed it with either of them. Except Canada Ammo goes, we brought the rifle in for you guys, and we were supposed to have exclusive distribution. And then Wanstalls goes out and says, we've been emailing you guys for months now. We are supposed to have exclusive distribution. Then, out of nowhere, they announced North Silva has exclusive distribution. The rifle's MSRP is like $2,000, which is $500 more than Wanstalls was initially charging for it, or going to charge for it. Now, Wanstall said, look, we promised this. We're going to take a hit on the pre-orders and bring them in at that price. And then they changed their mind afterwards and said, actually, M plus M's not going to honor the orders we were supposed to be placing with them to fulfill these pre-orders. So we're going to have to cancel these pre-orders and give you your money back for them. And we're just not going to carry this rifle in the future because of this interaction. Now, this has led to a lot of people on Reddit blaming M plus M and North Silva for this, for fucking over 2 other Canadian retailers who actually especially one who actually put through the legwork to get the gun approved. Even M plus M says Canada Ammo was the one who got the gun approved. And then they go and fuck them, which is kind of scummy to me. So there's a lot of people, especially on Reddit, who are saying fuck M plus M and fuck North Silva for this, because this is scummy bullshit to turn your backs on the dealers who did all the fucking work to get the gun here. That surprisingly, though, when you look on CGN, you end up with a very different view sometimes. There's a lot of people say, well, fuck Wanstalls. They're not going to honor the pre-order like they said. They're not going to sit here and give me my gun for ridiculously less money, even after they were shafted by the company. So it's their fault that I'm not getting this gun at a good price. So fuck them for not honoring this and going back on their word on their customers and stuff. And I just can't help but think, no, it's not Wanstall's fault that they got fucked by M plus M and North Silva here. It's M plus M and North Silva's fault for fucking Wanstalls. They thought
No, sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say, have you seen the update the gun blog put out today?
Yeah, I saw that, where he supposedly got an interview with M plus M's CEO, and he was saying, no, I don't know what these people are talking about, but you look at him and he's even referencing the places where Wanstalls and Canada Ammo both said. And that's why I said even M plus M's CEO recognized Canada Ammo brought the gun in the country, is because he said so in that article. If I'm not mistaken, he says in that article, Canada Ammo was the first one to contact us and got the gun approved in the country, which logically means they're admitting that someone did the legwork and they sold it to someone else for exclusive distribution, which is a scummy fucking thing to do. You know, you'd expect Canada Ammo to shoot up for a shot.
About that article is it really seems like he's trying hard to do damage control. By him, I mean the Mike that owns M plus M.
Yeah. And
I think the reason for that is, if I live in the States, why would I buy a $1,200 AK-47-ish gun that probably isn't any better than an AK-47 when you can get an AK-47 for $300 to $400 if you want a shitty one? So really, at this point, all he's got left is Canada, and Canadians hate him. And even in his article, he has some things saying, oh, he's never seen this kind of negativity or controversy, only in Canada. Well, good luck to your shitty rifle. I hope it blows up in your face.
This is a real shame, because I'll admit I heard rumors that there was going to be a 5.45 by 39 version of this gun, and that got me really interested, because there's nothing in 5.45 in this country. But then after this whole fiasco, I ain't touching this shit. I am not gonna buy this rifle. I'm not gonna support their company, because even if you go and you say that, sure, whatever the fuck, Wanstalls was never supposed to be involved or whatever. Canada Ammo brought the gun into the country in the first place. They should have had the first crack at this, and M plus M goes and gives it to North Silva. That's just fucking over the person who did all the legwork to get your gun into the country in the first place. You fucked over the people who are getting you the sales in this country. That's just wrong.
Yeah. Now, the shit part is, guys are saying, oh, well, we're going to boycott North Silva. Good luck.
Good luck.
Good luck. You go to any gun shop ever, and you watch when they fill out their little registry book of what the gun is or where it's at. 99% of the guns in that store came from North Silva.
I can actually... What did we carry from North Silva? CVA, Thompson Center, Smith & Wesson is imported by North Silva. We didn't carry them. Steyr, Mannlicher, but they're not whatever anymore. Walther is imported by North Silva. CSA
JR
is imported by North Silva. JR Carbine is TNW.
Rossi.
I feel like TNW. Rossi, probably Chiappa. Yeah, Chiappa actually. Yeah, Chiappa is because my dad had to deal with that once. They did Para at one point until Gravel got exclusivity with Remington. But yeah, North Silva, and then North. I think they bring in Federal Ammunition, CCI Ammunition. I don't know if they deal with any optics, but I'm pretty sure they import several brands of optics as well. But like North Silva, especially a lot of the restricted stuff, they deal, like I said, Smith and Wesson. I know there's a couple of ARs they bring in. Like I said, Walther. They deal with a lot of shit. It's almost impossible to avoid North Silva entirely. They deal a lot less than they used to. There's a lot more importers now than there used to be, but North Silva still deals with a shitload of guns, especially surplus.
CZ from Wolverine recently as well?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I know Wolverine had CZ, and I don't know who had CZ before Wolverine, but I think CZ might employ multiple importers.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I know the big players in the importation stuff are MD Charlton, Gravel, Browning Canada, and North Silva, and Stoger Canada. Because Stoger Canada imports anything in the Beretta family. Browning Canada imports anything in the Browning family. MD Charlton imports Blazer, Sig, Sauer, and a couple of other like high-end European things. And then North Silva, we already went through that. Gravel imports all of Remington, as well as DPMS. And there was one other AR brand they import that I forget.
Bushmaster?
Bushmaster is owned by Remington.
The Freedom Group now.
All right.
Yeah, and I know I think there's an optic company they import as well, but I don't remember. I know they import excess sights. But yeah, those are the kind of the major ones, and then there's a lot of minor ones like Wolverine. I know imports stuff through themselves, and they've done CZ in the past. I think they've been the Canadian distributor for CZ for a while, and then I don't know where it's gone. Blue Line Solutions is another one. I think it's Tactical Ordnance imports Glock. Like I know Glock is actually imported by basically a police wholesaler, and then they also sell them to civilians. But like Glock is all they deal in pretty much.
That's common for Glock anywhere in the States. They've got that, what do they call it, the Blue Line or something program.
Yeah.
I don't know if they do anything similar in Canada, but basically in the States, if you're a cop or basically not a civilian at any point in your life, you can get cheap-ass Glocks.
Oh, my dad can too because he was in the military.
Yeah.
Cheap Glocks for everybody. Any other news that we can think about?
Texas. Texas.
Oh, Texas?
Yeah.
Long story short, what's actually cool, I don't want to dwell on that one too much because I don't like giving these wingnuts attention. But what is interesting is the way the media has not really touched this one too much. And I think the reason being, bad guy with a gun was stopped by two good guys with guns.
Yep.
And they have reported that accurately, and that's good to see. I hope that goes somewhere where people realize it's not the gun, it's the guy behind it.
One of the interesting things I've seen in the anti-gun shit is recently, I think USA Today posted a thing of attachments for the deadly assault rifle 15. One of them was a chainsaw bayonet. And I just looked at that and I'm like, where can I buy a chainsaw bayonet? I want one.
Elixir, it's in Weekend Gun It. Just scroll down about like 5 hours ago. The first one popped up and it is glorious. People are taking it to the best extremes.
I want it.
You're going to need that when the horde comes popping out of the ground and you and Marcus Phoenix are going to have to run around.
No, I want to take it with my hunting gun so I can build a tree stand on the fly by just chopping the trees down with my gun.
Oh, somebody made an excellent shitpost. They zip-tied a snub-nosed revolver to a fucking chainsaw. It is a thing of beauty.
Another one of the ones I remember was a smaller AR-15 attached to your AR-15.
Hey,
we can do that one.
This is the 3-in-1 gun taken to the next level.
Oh, yeah. Then there was the Nutwing and fucking Wingnut in Abbotsford. And how
that could
he had no license.
arguably be just some fuckhead with an SKS. He just so happened to at some point have owned or have had a PAL, and then I don't know, his wife left him, and he was abusive, and then his license expired like 2 years ago, and
his ex-wife left him when they were like in their early 20s.
Oh,
and he was emotionally abusive back then.
So yeah, he didn't get any better.
Never gotten a gun license to begin with, and then it expired.
Yeah. By the way, what we're talking about is a cop got shot in Abbotsford, I don't know, 1 day ago. And it was done by some fuckhead 60-year-old Alberta dude, I think.
Yep.
With
which the media has been reporting as a shotgun.
Yes, it's clearly an assault shotgun.
Well, it's a gun and you can shot it.
But this is one thing though that's going to be a non-starter because it showcases a failure of the current system. You can't make it stricter if the current system's not working. Nor I've heard stories of people who had their license expire, the cops show up and confiscate all their guns. Why did that not happen in this situation then?
Well, I don't have any guns, so.
Nope.
Yeah, Mike and Canmore bought all my guns a long time ago.
Yep, it's all gone.
All the things you've seen on the show have just been a reasonable facsimile of a gun I may or may not have owned at one point.
I don't know.
Airsoft enthusiasts.
Yeah, all those guns that Janitor was showing earlier, totally fake guns. Totally.
Yeah, I just own a bunch of scrap metal shaped in tubes.
Oh, actually,
why do you think I have all of those? That's what goes in these fellas.
Oh, I have a container of them around here too.
Oh yeah, it's all cap guns. It's all those CO2 power ones. I got like a ton of those.
I have paintballs upstairs in my bedroom somewhere.
That means they're all paintball guns. You got an 8mm Mauser paintball gun.
I've seen 8mm Mauser fucking airsoft shit. It's ridiculous.
Oh, look, Elixir's got air shit too.
Yep.
Oh, you clearly operate at a different level, sir.
Oh yeah, mine are marker ones.
Ooh.
Oh, you got like mini paintballs.
Yeah.
Fancy you. Do we have anything else to touch on, gentlemen?
There's a Discord now, apparently. The link is in the sidebar on the subreddit.
Oh, great.
So I know we've been shitting on that pretty hard on the IRC. Has anybody actually used it?
I'm an admin on it.
Oh, you're an admin?
I'm
oh,
an
by the
admin
way, we're
on it.
shitting on your thing in IRC all the time.
Yeah, I know that. I fully expected it. I don't care.
Okay, so there's two of them now, though.
I think there's 3. I was just going to ask, how many are there?
There's one that we made for the IRC a long-ass time ago that's basically abandoned. There's one that someone made for the sub, and there's one that someone made for Canadian gun enthusiasts. So I'm talking about the one that says it's the CanadaGuns Discord, and then there's the Canadian Gun Enthusiast Discord. In the CanadaGuns Discord, we shitpost about a bunch of other stupid stuff, like me and Desmouse got into a massive discussion about anime the other day. But the Canada Gun Enthusiasts is just guns.
That's the biggest issue. And I mean, it's not unique to Discord, but my experience with Discord is I have like 15 channels for PUBG, and I've got 15. There's just a million channels. It's all the same people in all of them. I don't know how that happens.
I have, I think, 2 or 3 that I use, and one of them's for powerlifting. And all of them are fucking anime weebs. Why are all the fucking nerds so goddamn strong now?
Got tired of getting pushed around.
Weebs everywhere.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to let you talk shit about their waifu.
I would like to just make a pause in the shitposting talk for a momentary reminder that if your post in the CanadaGuns EE does not contain a verification picture, I have given up. I am not reminding you of it anymore. I'll just delete it. So put a verification picture in your ad. It's right there in the sidebar. It's right there at the beginning when you ask, hey, can I please post on this subreddit? I tell you, you are in. Please read the sidebar for proper ad formatting.
Hey, just a suggestion based on other subreddits. Have you guys considered a verification process where you could verify the user instead of the post?
Well, that's what we do by asking the
thing is, the user
actor can be a month-old account.
The user
no,
could be the user could be hijacked too, which is why it's important, I think, to verify the post.
Yes. Yes.
That's just my opinion on that.
We've had maybe 3 issues ever with the subreddit, and it's usually people asking or selling a gun, and then the gun never comes. What happened one time was the guy posted Remington 870, and what the person got was a Remington 870 covered in paint. That was not what the picture showed. So
why did you do that to him, Grover?
No, everything that I've sold has been taken pictures. My pictures look nice, and there's always a motherfucking verification attached to it. You know what I do? I take the picture first, then I make the post because I know.
Ridiculous.
Same.
You know what I do? Don't sell guns.
Well, that too. That too.
I decided to actually take the spotting scope out of its box.
Oh, what does it look like?
It looks like this.
So which model is that? Is that one of
This is the Bushnell Trophy X65. It is a 20 to 60 zoom by, I think, 65 millimeter lens, and it comes with this tiny ass little tripod. So
don't worry, mine also came with a tiny.
My dad got a $45 spotting scope at Costco, and it came with an extendable tripod.
I have that same one from Costco. That tripod. Well, actually, all of it is garbage.
Yeah, the
that tripod. The first time I set it up, it fell apart.
Oh no, ours is actually stayed together and it works pretty well. It's just very susceptible to wind and it fucking rattles around so much you can't hardly see shit. But
it's really hard to see through it. It's a little bit. It's not the best glass. Let's put it that way.
That's why I'm hoping this will be a little bit better. I mean, I hope so. The only problem I find with these is since I wear glasses, you really have to go and shove your face. To here, so you pretty much cannot use a spotting scope without literally shoving my glasses out of the fucking way.
No, whenever I shoot at the range and I have a spotting scope and I have obviously I have my safety glasses on, I do have to put them up because if you don't put your eye right the fuck up to it, it doesn't really do very well. Also, my spotting scope was $30. So it was down. It was actually I can't even remember what the fuck it's called. It's some really shitty one. It was on sale in Canadian Tire for about 5 years until they kept discounting it down from $130 to $30. They just wanted them gone.
Dang.
I think I remember seeing those one day, and I thought this is going to be a pile of hot garbage.
Oh, they are absolutely a pile of hot garbage. They only work up to like 40 magnification because if you crank it to 60, it's just too blurry to see anything.
Yeah, this is why I was like, if I'm buying a spotting scope, I want something better than my dad's shitty Celestron or whatever.
Yeah,
so that's why I bought this Bushnell.
There's one thing that I would like to mention. I made an exception to the rule for this post, but this thing is so goddamn hilarious. I think it's amazing. 140 rounds of 22 LR for a bomber of fear. Don't let this become the norm, folks. But if you get a giggle out of me, maybe I'll allow it.
It does say edit or $8. I mean, I was gonna offer up my shotgun that I get to janitor in exchange for a bottle of whiskey.
You know what? Like that, he added that after I said, "Okay, fuck it, I'll allow it." And he's like, sorry, I'll put a real price in there." So, $8 or a bomber of fear, and you got yourself 140 rounds of 22 LR.
I mean, if I put up a want to trade ad in exchange for alcohol, would that be acceptable? It's a trade. It's not a sale. So,
well, God damn it! See, this is what I mean. Don't let this become the norm.
But it's a trade there. I'm following the rules. There is something, and I want to trade it for something else tangible that is not finances.
I think you have to put a verification note on the alcohol that you want, and then it'll be okay.
Yeah, I demand someone post a picture of themselves holding that bottle of alcohol.
Oh, wait.
Whatever works for you. Don't let it happen a lot.
There you go.
All right, folks. Is there anything else we'd like to talk about before we wrap it up for the next?
Amaretto.
Ooh, amaretto. That's nice.
My parents just gave it to me because it's been sitting in a closet upstairs for years, and they're not going to drink it. So I've been just drinking it straight.
Ugh.
Classy. All right, folks. Thank you all for coming tonight. We will be back in 2 weeks, either Tuesday or Wednesday. Depends on how tired I am after work, and whether or not I have extra work, and whether or not the fiance wants to do something. Thank you all for coming. Say good night, everybody. Make your plugs now.
Good night, everybody, and make your plugs now.
I hate when you do that. Good night, everybody.
What plugs
See you
now?
in 2 weeks.